Hello and welcome to Your Community, Your World. My name is Shola Ladenika. This program looks at what's happening within your community. It's another week, it's a glorious week, and we thank God that it shall be so for you and I. This week's program is divided into two. First, we start with Lockdown 2.0. Yes, England is still in lockdown. And we'll be looking at some people's views about what they'll be doing during this lockdown. The second part is all about the BME community. And yes, we shall be looking at inequalities, especially within the healthcare and social care. But first, let's talk about the lockdown. It appears lockdown 2.0 is completely different from lockdown 1.0. Yes, it appears that there are many more shops opened and quite a number of people are walking up and down the streets. I'm not sure if that's the way it's supposed to be, but it appears so. And so what we'll be doing now is to speak to a few people to tell us what they'll be doing differently from the first lockdown.
So it's lockdown number 2. What would I do differently? It's Patrice Augustus Brown here, author of Sky Up. What would I do differently? I managed to publish a book last time, so I don't want to kind of slow down that momentum of doing something productive. So this lockdown, I'm going to be just as productive. I am going to spend more time with my children, reading also, and doing some more things with my children at home, walks, the little things that you can actually do, and spending that quality time with my children. So that's what I would do differently. More time with my children. Just as productive, so maybe start my third book. And what else? I think less time on social media, unless it's marketing. Have a fab day.
Second lockdown, I lost a family member in February, lost another one in March, lost another one in April. What am I doing differently now? What I'm doing differently now is taking every single advice or instruction from the authority seriously. It is time for us now to sit up and actually adhere to every single instruction that we are given. Face mask, 2-meter distancing, regular, sanitizing of hands. I urge you to please adhere to it. It is for your own good and for everyone's sake as well. Please be safe. God bless you.
Hi everybody, I'm Esther Aguirre, and what would I do differently this time during this period? I would make sure that I build myself up spiritually, emotionally and mentally. That's the first thing I would do. Make sure I have a closer walk and a closer relationship with God so that I can build my inner man so that I can be strengthened on the outside. I would also spend more time with me, reading, getting to know myself better, reading, sewing, doing the things that I like to do. I would also make sure that I do not spend too much time on social media, reading things that are not encouraging or watching videos that are not encouraging, making sure I keep myself positive so that I can cope with the situation and circumstances around me. And that's all I would do. Thank you very much for listening.
Definitely, I'm not going to worry, I'm not going to bulk buy, I'm not going to stress. I am going to live my life. I have learnt from the last one when everybody was panicking and we were rushing out and queuing for hours on end. I'm not doing it this time. I'm not going to be caught up in all of that because I know better now. And I know there's a virus out there, but I know that there's a God out there also, and He's protecting His children. He's providing for His children. So I have absolutely nothing to fear about. Right now, during second lockdown, I'm cool, calm, and collected. And there's nothing out there that's going to panic me anymore, because I'm trusting in God to see me and my family through, my friends, my loved ones, everyone. I know God's got this, and He has the final say. So why should I worry? If you know God is keeping you, what you going to worry about?
Hi, I'm Wise Toller. What would I do differently this lockdown? Not much really. I managed to get quite a lot done during the first lockdown. A lot of things that I hadn't had time for, I was able to make time for. Extra cooking, extra reading, step up my prayer life a bit more, and, just checking on loved ones that you don't seem to get round to, or have time for. Obviously I had the time, so I was able to check on loved ones far and wide. The only thing I think I'll do differently this lockdown is probably step up my reading. I definitely want to do a lot more reading. Have a number of autobiographies that I need to get through, so I am going to probably just put myself into reading and read. That's what I plan to do this lockdown.
My name is David Jodonaya, and I am an author and Bible teacher. And in this COVID period, which is in our second lockdown, I know a lot of people have lost their jobs, a lot of people working from home, things are not the same, but I want to see this lockdown as a springboard to being creative, to making sure that during this period, while everyone's working from home, I want to be able to work and complete my Bible school, online Bible school. I'm creating a Bible school course for people so that while they are at home, they can actually have access to it. It's a free Bible course. It's a course that's going to take me a couple of weeks. It's ongoing, and I think this is an opportunity to do that. We need to be productive in this COVID-19 period. We can't just say, oh, there's COVID-19 out there, we have to down our tools. No, this is the time to think outside the box and become creative and make sure that we're productive and we can do something to help our community. So that's what I'm about to do. God bless.
You just had some voices within the community. We'd love to hear your voice. So please do get in touch, send your clips, and we'll do our best to show it on this show. I'll go on a quick break, and when I come back, we shall move straight into part 2 of this program.
I wash my hands to protect my family.
I wear a face covering to protect my mates.
I make space to protect my nan.
Hands.
Face.
Space.
I wash my hands to protect my colleagues.
I wear a face covering to protect strangers.
I make space to protect you.
Hands.
Space.
Space.
As we spend more time indoors, we need to do whatever we can to help protect each other. So please, wash hands, cover face, make space.
Iron City Hotel Limited for confident hospitality.
Are you looking for an atmosphere of serenity, extreme comfort, class, and hospitality? Look no further, because Iron City Hotel Limited is a perfect choice. Tucked in the heart of Lagos to take you away from the everyday hustle and bustle of the city, bringing you to a state of total calm and bliss. Our facilities include exquisitely furnished rooms with 24-hour power supply, internet, swimming pool, standard gym, banquet hall, restaurant, and exotic bar. Located at number 2, Majeko Dumi Street, off Allen Avenue, Ikeja, Lagos. Telephone 0807 666 6655. Or you can send an email to ironacityhotel@yahoo.com or visit our website www.ironacityhotel.com. Iron A City Hotels Limited, for convenient hospitality.
Hotel Limited for confident hospitality.
Welcome to the second segment of this show. Here we'll look at the health inequalities of the DME group within the mental and social care settings. This was put together by Pat, who is the founder of Wellbeing Connect Services, also in collaboration with Ben TV. I must warn our viewers that some people shared their experiences about racism in this country.
My name is Patricia Obechuku. I'm the founder director of Wellbeing Connect Services. It's a mental health charity based in North London dealing with families. Our special area is advocacy support, but that advocacy support is specialist advocacy support. We offer to families, which at times include child protection issues, mediating with them, between them and the schools and any agencies, and then supporting them within the mental health system. So we are also a voice for the vulnerable. That's why you're hearing my voice.
Have you personally experienced unfair treatment or racism in the country?
Well, of course I had. I was just beginning to tell you. The first time I experienced it was at the Holy Name Roman Catholic Church. But that wasn't racism. I think that was envy. And after we moved from, was it Hugh Mossad, we went to Salford, and this girl in the class, it was a lot of hate in her. And I said, "You don't like me?" She says, "No." And the next thing I know, I think it's the nuns, because it was a Roman Catholic girls' school, picked her out. And all the girls in the class cheered.
There was a time this year, in fact, just before the whole lockdown, where I was actually at work driving with a client, and I was pulled over by the police. And I said to the police, I'm currently at work. I'm with a young person right now because I do mentoring in the community. And they said, well, that doesn't matter. You could still be a drug dealer. And I sort of like just paused and said to myself, drug dealer, like, what do you mean? I'm at work. I showed them my ID to prove that I'm at work. I'm with a young person. They asked us to get out of the car. We'll put in handcuffs. So you can imagine I'm at work. I'm putting handcuffs. My young person's put in handcuffs. They've searched my car. Obviously, they've not found anything. But I found that so embarrassing in terms of, it made me think I'm at work, trying to get on with my job. But even sometimes you could be doing the right thing, but sometimes that doesn't actually, I guess, hide the color of your skin, and that there is a level of racial profiling that happens and takes place in the UK consciously and unconsciously as well sometimes.
Once I was in my French class and there was only 2 black girls in our French class, maybe 3, but I was the only black, pretty much the only black girl in my form class anyways. But in terms of going to, when I was in my French class, there was like a group of us, and there was a black girl and about 10 different white boys, and one of them had asked her for a pen. And as she took out the pen, they just laughed to each other, saying, one minute they take out a pen, next minute they're taking out a knife. And there's many other instances of that where that has happened like around me. And I've had certain circumstances which have been said to my face, but we move from it,
No. I work in a predominantly Caucasian environment. I've been working in IT sales for probably the last 8 years. Predominantly when people hear my voice, they won't suspect that I'm from an ethnic background. However, once they meet me in person, that's where I see or I feel that the atmosphere in the room has completely changed.
Right.
To give you a great example, I went to last year. I had a meeting with a very high brand where you would say that this is probably one of the top 2 brands in the globe, based out in the Netherlands. I flew over the night before, obviously making sure there's no prejudgments about me. I made sure that I had the appropriate dress code on lock. I made sure that I was correct and on time. Okay, when I entered the building, the 2 questions that they asked me at the front of the office was, who do you work for and why are you here? And when I explained to them who I work for and why I'm here, they automatically thought that was incorrect. So instantly I negated, and I asked them, why is that important if I've already told you why I'm here? Why do you need to check my, because they asked me for my ID and my passport. which I gave to him because obviously I was thinking, well, do you know what? It's completely fine. I can understand it being a process if they ask everyone this, but it was only me that was picked on. So when they asked them the questions why it was, they couldn't even give me a great answer or a good reasoning. So that's one reason there. But there's, I mean, that I've felt this prejudgment against ethnic minorities, especially against black men. I felt this in other situations and scenarios.
One of the incidences here, somebody called me and
Wow.
which was very embarrassing and embarrassing at work. But I make sure that I didn't leave it lying down the carpet. I have to take it to my manager. So yes, I have experienced it. Apart from being called names, I've been being snobbish, people non-responsive to you just because of your color. Yes, it does exist a lot at workplace.
My name is Ade Adeshina from Obe Community Trust, based in the London Borough of Enfield. And we have been in the borough since 1990, March 1990. Yes, certainly we have experienced inequality, systemic, I will say it again, I'll repeat it, systemic discrimination at a higher level than our other counterparts in the borough. We have experienced it and we've been marginalized. So the structure is there, but there is systemic discrimination within the structure. And if this is not addressed, it's just going to go on and it's going to lead to a place where the African community is going to be demanding their right because we are equally a taxpayer in the borough.
Here in Enfield, Wellbeing Connect Services, which I founded 22 years ago, is the major Black mental health organization. But for years, we have struggled with getting equal allocation of funding. In as much as we provide critical services in the borough, but each time we are given shoestrings to support the communities, which is not even appropriate to pay staff or to do other things, So it is really sad compared with if you are to do impact assessment on the funding allocation in the borough, you will see that Black organizations are least funded in the whole borough. Some of them have come and gone. I've seen many Black organizations come and gone. Many Black organizations that are doing great work that couldn't expand what they're doing or their capacity because they are least funded.
Okay.
So it's really, really very, very saddening. And Black community are overrepresented in mental health institutions.
Our contribution is not valued as it ought to be valued. And the fundings to go with that is not even, it's just non-existent when it comes to African organizations and the Caribbean organization. They're like a piecemeal. Tokenist injection is more all over the place. And the offices and all the people within the system are guilty of this. Not the other organization within the borough, because they also are doing their best, the best way they know how. It's the officers and the people at the gatekeeper that needs to know best and do the right thing. And this message, I believe, if it gets to them, they will be searching their conscience. They know it. And the statistics is not easy. It's not something that anyone could just be talking. The statistic is on the Enfield website. It's on the NHS website. Google it, you will see. The other day, I Googled one, and I looked back 20 years, and I could not see any African organization or the Caribbean organization receiving above 50,000 from the council. But I could see over 20 of other organizations that are not African or Caribbean receiving well over 200,000 from the council.
So definitely,
majority that I see were the Africans are 5,000, 1,000, and 10,000 below, piecemeal. So that doesn't even cover rent to the council. If you rent a place from the council, it doesn't even cover rent, let alone cover service delivery.
The property where we're providing these services belongs to the council. And the council will charge you the same commercial rate that others are paying. So they will give you, let's say, for example, they give you 20,000, they take about 14 or 15,000 out of it. By the time they put all other costs, waste, insurance, all of that, the whole money they've given you to provide services is gone.
If police are behind me while I'm driving, I'm always thinking, am I going to get stopped? Am I going to get stopped? And I'm not panicking because I've got anything in my car that I shouldn't have or anything illegal. But I do panic when police are driving behind me. I do panic and I do begin to think to myself, well, I could get stopped now. That's one way I think it's definitely affected me. I think it's increased my paranoia on the street.
In terms of my actual mental health, I wouldn't necessarily say like I was diagnosed with anything, but I did have a lot of anxiety just generally being a participant in my lessons. It really did kind of hold me back. So it definitely did bring those kind of feelings up, but thank God it was nothing which I'd say I was diagnosed.
There's a lot need to be done when it comes to the Black Africans and Caribbean community of this, but there's a lot more need to be done to actually start rising from the arches, let alone to think of meeting their counterparts, other sectors within the borough. They know the statistics, they know the fundings, they know where the fundings are going in the borough. So I don't need to tell them. We have the statistic. It's actually open statistic that is on NF Council website, it's on NHS website, who they fund, where their commissioning goes to. And we've been saying, therefore, why are they not commissioning us? Why are they not funding us adequately enough? But yet, when we say that, we are like a troublemaker.
It's really, really sad what we have been experiencing and what our clients have been experiencing, because some of them have a tendency for suicidal thoughts. Some of them have family issues and challenges with schools for their children and all that. And we also get involved in managing crisis.
We need more places like Wellbeing Connect Service where they can identify with your struggle more, because it's talking to your own people in it. Like other races don't really understand the stuff we're going through because they don't go through it. But people of color go through a lot, and it's good that if you've got somewhere to go to talk about it, like this Wellbeing Connect service, it's good to be able to express how you feel to your own color, people of your own color, because they understand more. So it's a good thing that we've got this. It helps a lot.
Well, I'd like to say, coming to Wellbeing Connect services, Ebony's people, it's been a great help to me, yeah.
If I have a magic wand, I tell them fund us properly. I tell the council treat us equally. I tell the CCG to ensure that the funding goes to us so that we can continue to provide the quality services we're providing. You know, some of the mainstream services that are being provided, you know, the Black community are not accessing it. So I believe that we have the key. We have the key to our community. We have the key to carry our community to the mainstream. That is why we are bridge builders. So they will benefit a lot by investing in organizations like us.
Well, I do hope you enjoy this presentation, which is put together by Wellbeing Connect, an NGO, a charitable status organization, rendering services to the Black and ethnic communities, especially in the north part of London.
you like to have your weddings, parties or celebrations featured on television? Events is the program for you. Every Sunday at 5 p.m, we feature weddings, parties and all other functions. To find out more, call us on 07944 039 887. We can also arrange coverage of the function for you.
For sponsorship, adverts, and to feature your celebrations on this show, call now on 07944 039 887 or 07985 638 661 or send an email to info@eventsforus.com.
Events only in UK, Europe, and all over the world. Events, oh yeah, so.
It's sad to know that in this day and age, inequalities still exist in the mental and social care settings. What a shame, but our voice will still continue to be heard. Remember that earlier on this year, the Black Lives Matter movement started in America as a result of the death of George Floyd, and the voices are still being heard today. It has brought about changes, especially in America. And speaking about America, I'd like to congratulate President-elect Joe Biden. We pray that you will bring more changes and positive changes to America and to the world at large. Well, our viewers, sadly we've come to the end of this show. I'd like to thank you for watching and also to let you know that you can always watch this program again and all our previous episodes on our YouTube channel, Your Community, Your World. My name is Shola Ladenika. I'll say thank you for watching, and please remember that it's our responsibility to halt the spread of this virus. Remember, there are only few things you need to do, which is to wash your hands regularly, put on your face coverings, and do not forget space. Yes, keep your space. I'll see you same time next week, by the grace of God. Bye for now.
There's a new virus in town, going from place to places. It's called the COVID-19, spreading its wings around the world. It's a must for us to keep good hygiene by washing our hands, keeping ourselves, keeping our environment clean. Oh, let's stay safe.